Let's see this next story where a tornado sweeping through several U.S. states from late Friday to early Saturday local time has left a trail of destruction and lost lives in its wake.
In Kentucky alone, as much as 70 are likely to have died in the disaster, the state governor says.
Local officials said National Guard members and emergency workers from across the state are coming to one of the most affected cities to help with search and rescue operations.
Every window blowed out.
A video taken the morning after the massive tornado that tore through several U.S. states shows the destruction it left in the small town of Mayfield, Kentucky. Ryan Mitchum shot the video for the Associated Press as he rode through the town amid debris from trees, houses, and destroyed buildings.
Appalled. The courthouse, the hospital, everything, the churches, large churches that have been here a long time. The new bank, well, it's relatively new. It's just unimaginable. I cannot believe it.
When it was safe to...
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said Saturday that upwards of 70 may have died when the twister he described as the worst in state's history touched down for more than 300 kilometers there, but the number of deaths could exceed 100 across 10 or more counties.
This event is the worst, most devastating, most deadly tornado event in Kentucky's history.
Officials had confirmed 18 deaths, including 10 in the Mecklenburg County and an undetermined number in and around Bowling Green. Debris from destroyed buildings and shredded trees covered the ground in Mayfield. Twisted metal sheeting, down power lines, and wrecked vehicles lined the streets of what barely recognizable as a town. Beshear said about 110 people were in a local candle factory when the tornado roared through. The storms also hit an Amazon facility in Illinois and a nursing home in Arkansas. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson said on Saturday that one person at Monet Manor Nursing Home in Monet and one person inside a Dollar General store in Litchfield has died as twister struck the area, located about 225 kilometers northeast of the capital, Little Rock. A state of emergency for the area has been declared, and assessment will begin to determine if the damage meets the threshold for federal assistance. President Joe Biden has approved an emergency disaster declaration for Kentucky on Saturday and pledged to support the states affected by the tornado.
I also approved the emergency declaration that was requested a couple of hours ago by Governor Beshear of Kentucky. That's going to accelerate federal emergency assistance for Kentucky right now when it's urgently needed. And I stand ready to do the same for the governors of the other states.
Local officials said National Guards members and emergency workers from across the state are coming to Mayfield to help with search and rescue operations.
According to Reuters, the governor of Kentucky, Mr. Andy Beshear, said 4 tornadoes had turned through the state, with the primary tornado traveling more than 227 miles, or it's equal to 365 kilometers per hour across the state, and one of which stayed on the ground for more than 200 miles after touching down, had swept through the state, and it caused almost 60,000 Kentuckians right now have been left without power. And the governor said also the community of Mayfield had been devastated with a roof collapse at a candle factory, resulting in mass casualties.
That's right. Well, here I'm just gonna highlight one of Biden's statements where he told reporters that he would be asking the Environmental Protection Agency to examine what role climate change may have played in fueling the storms, and he also raised questions about the tornado warning system. Meanwhile, according to Victor Genzini, he's a researcher on extreme weather at Northern Illinois University, if earlier reports are confirmed, the twister will likely go down perhaps as one of the longest track violent tornadoes in the United States history. And he also stated that unusually high temperatures and humidity created the environment for such an extreme weather event at this time of the year.
Yes, a lot of factors went into this. The scientists are saying that there's different factors. There's climate change, there's different of temperature, because tornadoes are not likely to happen in this kind of season, right?
Yes.
And I live in Kentucky in high school, for high school actually. So I live about 3 hours away from Mayfield, where that's the city that's hardest hit in this tragedy. So and it's that. This particular tornado it goes under strong to violent category, and it's in the enhanced Fujita scale, or the EF scale is considered EF3, EF4, or EF5. So this is something really big. And again, like you said earlier, this is one of the deadliest tornado events in Kentucky history, and probably also in U.S. history, and deadliest December for this.
So you're familiar to the several places of that have been hit by the tornado in
Yes.
Mayfield and Kentucky.
Right. This is the western part of Kentucky. I used to live. My high school was in Louisville, Kentucky, which is in the center part, north and center, right by the Ohio River.
What year was it when you stayed there?
That was in the 90s.
90. So thankfully, you didn't experience any tornadoes while you're living there.
Fortunately, no.
Thankfully.